Look at these rooftops, those sweeping curves reaching up like horns. You won't find them anywhere else in Malaysia. They come from a buffalo, well, sort of, and they belong to the one Malaysia state with a society unlike any other, where traditionally it's the woman who hold the land. This is the story of Negeri Sembilan, and it's genuinely one of a kind. First, the name, and yes, it's another beautifully literal one. Negeri Sembilan means 9 states. Muddy Junction, Beetonut Island, Land Below the Wind, Silver, and now simply 9. At this point, the naming committee isn't even trying to hide it, and I respect it deeply. It was a confederation, 9 districts that banded together as one. But the really interesting part isn't the number, it's the people who settled here and the remarkable way they chose to live. Here's what makes this story different from almost every other state we've told. Sarawak, Penang, Sabah, those were shaped by outsiders arriving to take or trade. Negeri Sembilan, this was people choosing to come and build. From around the 1400s and the 1500s, the Minangkabau people began migrating here from West Sumatra. They were skilled farmers, traders, and craftspeople, and they brought their whole way of life with them across the sea. And at the heart of that way of life was something called adat perpatih, a social system built around the mother's line. In adat perpatih, family identity, ancestral land, and inheritance passed down through the woman, not the man. Property and clan belonging flow from mother to daughter. The women are the keepers of the family land. In a region full of sultans and male rulers, this was and still is genuinely extraordinary. Now, the 9 districts each had their own local chiefs, leaders called Undang and Penghulu, chosen through adat. But the confederation needed someone to sit above all of them, a unifying ruler, a king. But here's the thing, picking one chief to rule over the others, that's a recipe for jealousy and feuds. So they came up with a brilliantly diplomatic solution. Instead of choosing one of their own, they sent a request back to Sumatra, the royal house of Pagaruyung, and basically said, please send us a prince to be our king. An outsider, royal and neutral, who wouldn't favor any one district. And it worked. In the 1770s, a prince named Raja Melawar became the first young di-pertuan besar, the he who made it great. A kingdom that politely imported its own king by request. How wonderfully civilized is that? So where do those horn-shaped roofs and the name Minangkabau actually come from? There's a beloved legend. The story goes that long ago, a dispute between people was to be settled not with war, but with a buffalo fight. The other side brought a huge, fierce bull. The Minangkabau brought a small, hungry calf, but with tiny blades fixed to its head. The starving calf, looking for milk, rushed under the big bull to nuzzle it, and the blades did the rest. The little one won. They cried, Menang Kerbau, the buffalo wins. And from Menang Kerbau, it said came the name Minangkabau. To this day, those magnificent roofs curve upward, shaped like the horns of a victorious buffalo, a whole architectural style born from the cleverest underdog in the barn. Like the rest of the peninsula, Negeri Sembilan eventually came under British influence in the 1800s, drawn in by the same tin and trade that pulled everyone else. The 9 territories were formally organized under British oversight. But here's what's remarkable. Through all of it, colonial rule, modernization, independence, adat perpatih survived. The matrilineal traditions didn't fade away. They're still practiced today, woven into family life, land, and identity across the state. It's one of the largest living matrilineal societies in the world, right here in Malaysia. Not a relic, a living, breathing tradition. And in 1957, Negeri Sembilan, the Confederation of 9, with its imported king and its motherline traditions, became one of the founding states of independent Malaya, and then Malaysia. Its capital is Seremban, and its royal seat sits at the beautiful Seri Menanti Palace, those horns still reaching for the sky. So that's Negeri Sembilan, 9 states that became one, a bunch of people who crossed the sea to build something new, a king they invited rather than crowned, and a society still thriving where the land is kept in the hands of the woman. Proof that there's more than one way to build a home. See you at the next story.